this evening. Their hopes of a home final have been dashed, but their finishing position and destination for week 1 of their finals campaign is still to be decided. Looking forward to this evening's clash, the Glory and the Phoenix, live from HBF Park. Diego Castro looking to get back in his best work tonight. Had some good matchups, these two sides, of late. 2 clashes so far this season. Round 6, it was a draw at Westpac Stadium. Wellington taking the lead early before Diego Castro, that man, was able to score in the 82nd minute. Nice moment there between 2 good mates in Tony Popovic and Mark Rudin. And of course in round 17, it was all Perth here at HBF Park. With a 3-0 victory for the home side that night. The Glory with the better record overall, with 16 wins to Wellington's 13 and 8 draws across the journey. Let's have a look at the lineups for tonight. And Tony Popovic has loaded up for today's fixture with 6 changes, back to a full-strength team after resting a few against Sydney. Out goes Shane Lowry, who was in danger of accumulating too many yellow cards. Fabio Pereira and Jacob Italiano, while Chianese, Santalab and Murchula drop back to the bench. But how about these names that come in? Sporanovic, Julbic, Davidson, Keogh, Castro and Economides, who's back after a shoulder injury. And with a long trip to Perth, Mark Rudin has taken a different approach, also making 6 changes, but leaving out Durante and Rufa, who are also flirting with suspension, while surprisingly Kurto, Kopczynski, Burgess and Krishna drop back to the bench. A chance for a few others to impress before the finals, with Sale, Ryan Lowry, Sheridan, Golek, Lane and Stensness into the starting lineup. As a result, there's plenty of class on both benches. Will we see Roy Krishna into the action and add to his impressive tally of 18 goals for the season, the most in the A-League, and of course coming off a hat-trick last week against Sydney. Tony Popovic, despite a loss last week, you wouldn't expect a Tony Popovic-led side to take their eye off the prize as they attempt to secure the double. Popovic saying during the week the intensity and focus at training has lifted since they secured the Premier's plate. There is Brendan Santalab with Mark Rudin sharing a nice moment as well. Rudin playing with Tony Popovic. Knows Santalab very well. A couple of links in the game today. The referee, Stephen Lucas, officiating 36th A-League game. And the VAR centre will be in action. Chris Beath keeping an eye on everything. Diego Castro in there for the toss of the coin. Not sure if they forgot the coin there or not, but Diego Castro leading the Glory and fresh off signing a 2-year contract extension as well, the 36-year-old. So his future secured in Perth for the next couple of seasons. And Ben Wayne, the 17-year-old, makes his 3rd A-League appearance. He's still at school. He gets his first start tonight. He'll be shouldering plenty of responsibility for the Phoenix. Night for that young man. He'll be hoping to impress, put his best foot forward. The Glory fans have been in good numbers this season. Certainly enjoyed it at home a couple of weeks ago. The night they secured the Premier's plate. They're back as well. They're going to be making plenty of noise this evening. I want to see their side push ahead with plenty of momentum to the first week of the A-League finals. And we're underway, the final match of the Hyundai A-League regular season. It is the Glory taking on the Phoenix. Perth will be all-out attack. The Phoenix will be desperately trying to defend, you would think, as they try and restrict the scoring. A win, a draw or a 1-0 loss will be enough for the Phoenix to claim 5th spot. Any more than that, and they will drop down to 6th. And here go the Glory with the early opportunity, flicked on by Economides. Straight back into the action, returning from that shoulder injury. Good evening to Jamie Harnwell.
Thanks, Paps. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting game tonight. Such a difficult or different selection choices for both sides. We really are expecting Perth Glory to push on to regain some momentum for their finals push for the maiden A-League championship. The Phoenix wanting to find out who they're going to play next week, really.
Yeah, Wayne showing his speed there to try and skip past Djurwich and through the foul. Mentioned it, Jamie, but completely different approaches these two sides have taken to this fixture. Perth, of course, they left some of their bigger names out against Sydney FC away last week. Now it's Wellington, I guess surprisingly a little for some, that they've dropped some of their mainstays from their side back to the bench or left them out of the squad, considering they can finish 5th if they can keep that 1-goal margin.
It is, I'm sure, there was a lot of thought and deliberation. Durante won. It was an easy one, I suppose, sitting on that last yellow card, same as Lowry for Perth. The other players, the likes of Krishna, it is a tough one. Again, it could be a short turnaround for Phoenix, a Friday night game. And obviously then the travel factor, having to stay in Australia for those 4 or 5 days. Krishna now 32, 33 years old as well. It's an interesting decision, and you're really never going to know you're right until after the next finals game, really.
It's an intriguing build-up, and you can see the live ladder there and the goal difference. And the thing that sort of changed the equation was Melbourne City's big win over the Mariners. Here go Perth Glory, Economides whipping it in, and Taylor able to head it away. So it will be a corner to Perth in the early stages this evening.
Economides is slotting straight back in to the side after the little spell out.
Dislocated shoulder 3 weeks ago for Chris Economides. Thankfully, not much worse, the injury. He's been able to get back before the end of the regular season. Kilkenny drifting it in. Djurwich in there. Neville was trying to throw his weight around. Castro keeps it alive for Perth. Kilkenny get another crack at it. Sends it in, but only able to get the ball away. Wayne, Sheridan, Singh, challenged by Neville. Perth always so dangerous once they force that turnover. Economides has to wait for the help to arrive. Awkward looking challenge with Williams. And will go the way of the Knicks.
Certainly testing the shoulder out there, Economides. They got themselves forwards quickly. Williams slid in initially, and a tangle and a wrestle. A clear free kick to Williams.
Injury to Chris Economides really set a scare through the Glory camp. As I said, thankfully it wasn't any more serious. He just missed a couple of weeks. Perth was still trying to fight to secure that Premier's plate. May have even played last week, Chris Economides. He just landed awkwardly against the Mariners. His shoulder popped out. He's done a couple of weeks of rehab. Good to see him back out there. Trimmer losing it. Sheridan. Now the support from Singh, who pulls the trigger, but it went straight at Liam Reddy.
Singh can certainly strike the ball. Scored some wonderful goals. It's good feet from Sheridan as well. Looked to break himself initially. Just got held up slightly, and Singh provided the support. Just a little warning for Perth Glory.
Kilkenny, the distributor, lifting the ball over the top. Economides early, and Sale a little awkwardly. A little fumble after the fact as well. Getting a little nervous out there. He has played 3 matches this season. This will be his 4th. But you can see Kilkenny here just releasing again. Great connection.
Economides just going over the back, wants the ball forwards. Sale had started to come towards that ball and had to quickly backpedal. Really got embarrassed by the shot.
Sale came on against the Glory in round 6 after Keogh clashed with Curto. So we've got some game time there. Here's Davidson, and a little awkwardly it's set out, but Taylor taking no chances, and it will be another corner for Perth.
The left-hand side for Perth Glory has been so effective. Davidson has had a great first season at the club as well. He's combined so well. Economides, in particular, Castro on that side as well.
Kilkenny stings that one in. Djurwich scrambling to get there. Strong clearance away by Taylor. Perth full throttle in the early stages. Economides blows past them, and it flashes right across the goal mouth. So easily could have been even deflected in by one of the Phoenix defenders, but Chris Economides causing headaches on his return.
It's a lovely little turn. He gets the ball across, flashes across. No one gambling for Perth Glory. Dino Djulbic wondering what might have been. He just needed someone to take a gamble and try and arrive.
You see that stat already, 8 balls into the area from the Glory. None yet for the Phoenix. They're doing everything they can to defend. This evening, the Phoenix try to restrict things to a draw or at worst a 1-0 result or a 1-goal result. See them stay in 5th. It does mean a fair bit in terms of the first week of the finals. If they stay in 5th, they play against Adelaide and they have a longer break. They'll get till Sunday next week. If they drop to 6th, they'll play the Victory on Friday night, which will be a much quicker turnaround. Goes Economides. Davidson. Stensness obviously guarding them. Lifted through by Economides. Brimmer. Again, flicked on, and it's magic from Castro. Economides, Davidson, the ball flicking around with ease at the moment for Perth. Great feat from Economides initially. And eventually the flag is up. Diego Castro's just got a new deal, and you can see why.
Well, the flag went up very early, and that was for the initial offside. Whether Stephen Lucas was waiting to see if a goal would come of that and refer to the VAR. It's not something you like to see. If the decision has to be made there and then, it needs to be done.
Castro keeps everyone guessing. He's offside that time, but almost able to play him through. Davidson. Economides. Back for Economides again, too easily. Able to pierce through them. Economides going to go himself. And saved by Sale. Still alive for Perth. Castro. Keogh. Great save by Sale. Lunging desperately. He's able to deny the Glory.
Phoenix under real pressure early on. Sale with the first save. Pushed it straight back out to Castro. Economides coming back onto his right foot. And then the second one, he spread himself really well. Keogh able to get across Golek. Sale able to stand tall.
This ball lifted in and awkwardly played back by Djulbic, but he had the support there of Brimmer. And you see that again. Castro into Keogh. Sale with a couple of important saves, but they're relentless at the moment. Perth, Keogh almost again on the spot. Sale able to parry it away. Phoenix just trying to clear it up the park just to get a bit of relief.
They can't keep the ball at the moment. Glory are all pushed forwards. As soon as they do lose it, they press high. Phoenix is looking to get through this opening period of the game without conceding.
Sale doing well, the 23-year-old. So a 2-year extension to Phoenix earlier this month. He was offside. That's that one roll. Redan watching on. Different looking side tonight, but he'll be hoping they can get the result to try and finish in 5th spot. Lane just bundled over by Djulbic. Fair size mismatch there.
Challenge from Djulbic as well, just strength. Maybe their hands out to the chest of the youngster.
Such a dominant season by the Glory. They've been comfortably at the top for a large part of the campaign. A win this afternoon would see them become the 6th team to reach 60 points in a season. Already almost making the critical error there. That is so close to rolling back into his own net.
There's been one or two nervy moments during the season for Liam Reddy. Another couple of inches the other way, and that embarrasses the Glory goalkeeper completely.
Breathing a big sigh of relief. Liam Reddy there. Falls to the feet of Singh. It was almost a horrendous blunder. Dikachi. Singh. Golek. Just over the top as he attempted the header.
Just got caught underneath the ball. Golek wasn't able to attack it. The presence of Davidson was enough. Throughout the season, we've seen Glory put themselves into trouble in situations like that. Tony Popovic's instructions is to play. Every now and then, it can come unstuck.
All right, Jamie. Something we have pretty much said every week here. He's ready again. The crowd just nervous for a moment as he was playing out. There was an instance last week against Sydney FC as well where, again, he was trying to play out and take some of the opposition attackers on. That one was actually under any pressure that time, and just almost the error. He has had a good season though. Already 11 clean sheets, most ever he's recorded in a season. That have changed the complexion of the game had it rolled into the net. Davidson not able to control that one, so a throw here for the Phoenix. Just working into it a little more in the last few minutes. Chip nicely over the top. Mandy onto it, shoulder to shoulder he was there with Sporanovic still going. Big chance here for the Phoenix. Mandy trying to get the cross in, Sheridan was waiting. Back now for Williams. The Phoenix pressing. And it's cut out by the Glory.
It's too slow from Mandy. He got himself into a great position, got his head up. Wasn't able to slide the ball across. Perth Glory was able to get defenders back.
Mandy again. That one to the back post. Too deep and over the goal line. Get another look at that challenge there with Sporanovic.
Well, this is where it needs to go quicker. It's that half step that's allowed Djulbic to get back and recover. A good moment for the Phoenix.
Created a couple of opportunities in the last few minutes. Visiting side. Another addition in the distance derby. It's a long way across from Wellington to Perth. 5,257 kilometres to be exact. Phoenix stay in Australia between fixtures, between this one and wherever their first final will lob. Perth, Kilkenny again, that connection with Davidson. Williams doing enough to get back to disrupt it.
Did very well in the defensive role, David Williams, to fill the gaps as required. It's going to be a good foot race on that side between Williams and Davidson.
It's Brimmer. Castro. Flick it on with the back heel. Kilkenny winning it back. The release of Economides that time. Ball up for Sheridan. The right-hand side. Easy enough for Sporanovic. Door jar for Singh. Williams. Mandy. Now Golek. The feet of Wayne. Nice turn there. And the youngster looking to shoot. And played away by Sporanovic. Great turn there by the youngster, Ben Wayne, being marked there by Dino Djulbic. Dino Djulbic playing with the Perth Soccer Club when Wayne was born. That's how big the age gap is between these two.
It's a lovely turn. It's the second touch, unfortunately, for Wayne that took it away and allowed Spranovic to come across and cover.
Jubic at 36, Wayne just 17 years of age. First A-League start tonight. This ball lifted in. Looking for some height down there. Taylor scrambling, still alive. He caught some contact there, Taylor. And he was appealing to referee Stephen Lucas. Sale just overshooting on that one.
As the ball went through, did Taylor get there first? He did. Jubic caught him. Not sure. Too much worry about that one for the VAR.
Jubic getting back and fouling Sheridan.
Sheridan did well to get across. He always knew what he wanted to do once he got there, surrounded by two Glory defenders. He does just tread on him, Dino Jubic. The game's, the tempo's been broken up a bit, which I'm sure Phoenix will be very glad for. After the opening 10 minutes was all Perth Glory.
Williams curling that in. Wayne at the back post and Frenic for company. He was able to head it away. Going to the Glory. Frenic, he's had a fine season for Perth Glory. Of course, spent a long time at Brisbane Roar. There's Roy Krishna, 18 goals for the season. Hat-trick last week. He has really turned into a superstar of the A-League.
It's been a fantastic season. Spoke in the pre-game, just his finishing ability, his ruthlessness in front of goal. And the runs that he makes are always causing problems for defenders. He will be such an important part for Wellington Phoenix next week. Mind the game today. But you'd think that he needs to fire for Phoenix to do well in the finals.
Finally not able to get to his tally this round. So Krishna, top of the tree this season with 18 goals next to his name. It's Castro. Stepping over a couple of times and gaining some space now for Brimmer. Again, they want to go down that left-hand side, but it's overhit.
And see Davidson indicating he wants that ball in behind. That's where they've been so effective. Davidson pushed high, able to get beyond the fullback. In
the air by Sheridan. At his feet this time. He wants to play it in early, right into the waiting hands of Liam Redding.
A little bit ambitious. Fantastic touch from Castro to start with. Step overs. Just so controlled, so able to take the ball in any situation.
What do you make of the contract extension for Diego Castro? As we see this movement forward, Kakachi. Keo will get back to help. Diego Castro, 36 at the moment, 2-year extension. So he'll be 38 by the time that contract is done. He's had another fine season.
He has, and I think that the club had to try and keep him. There's no doubt about that. He's still showing that he can perform at this level. I was surprised with the 2 years, I must admit. Maybe that was the price of Castro wanting to sign. He certainly seems to have enjoyed his time here in Perth. And he may be rewarded this season with greater honours as well.
Always such a delight to watch Diego Castro. Good to have him in the A-League for another couple of seasons. It skips its way through to Wayne. Wayne guarded by Frenic. He wants to take them on. It was a good ball right across the area as well. It will be a throw to Perth, but Wayne doing some nice things.
This is a good ball. Sheridan just gets in the way a little bit to allow the ball, but he's got confidence. as a young player does, a couple of step-overs to try and get half a yard. And he knows he doesn't need to beat Franjic. He just needs to get a little bit of space to whip the ball across, and it's a good delivery. I'm sure Roon will be looking for more of that from Wayne tonight.
His debut against the Jets last month. A really big opportunity tonight, getting the start with Martin Ribbon. Changing his side up. Here he is again. Being guarded by Julbic. The youngster will want to take them on, but the big defender gets a boot in the road.
He's got a lot of experience, Dino Julbic. Sure he won't enjoy a young 17-year-old running at him all night. I want to ensure he gets a tackle or two in on the youngster. Just let him know the level that he's playing at. He's certainly made a bright start.
Stacked initially from Kilkenny, but able to make amends and draw a foul as well. It's Franjic. He was making a run down the right. Castro. Kilkenny. Castro again. Just hang back from him for a moment. Backheel it now. Franjic trying to sting it in. And he was the hero here a couple of weeks ago, scoring the goal that secured the Premier's plate. As we head down to Daniel Garb.
Adam, thank you very much. Typically beautiful Perth evening, as you can see, and a wonderful football atmosphere as well. It's party time in Perth, has been for a number of weeks, of course. They've got the Premier's plate. The shed is always in full voice, but there's maybe a little bit extra in their tunes this afternoon over here. They're really enjoying themselves. Some of them have got the plates, as you can see. A number of those around the stadium right now. Smiles on their face. They're just loving life in the West.
They certainly are, Garby. Been a 15-year wait to secure a piece of silverware. Been some lean times in the A-League. A lot of frustrations, particularly in the 2015 season where they were playing well for the salary cap issues were unveiled. Here go the Glory. Economides cuts it back. Castro! Was it tipped up under the bar? Keogh will follow it in. And the Glory have got the first one on the board. There was some desperate defending by the Phoenix, but they were overwhelmed in the end. And it's Andy Keogh who scores his 14th goal of the season. Second most ever in a campaign by a Glory player.
Ball across from Economides. Castro with a header. Keogh looked just onside. Economides able to get Lowry one-on-one. Wonderful diving header from Castro. He was unlucky not to score himself. As the ball dropped, Keogh, the poacher, was on hand to not home. After a little bit of Wellington Phoenix pressure, Perth Glory able to break down the other end and steady the nerves a little bit.
Andy Keogh, confirmation, his 14th goal of the season. The second most ever in a single campaign by a Glory player. Diego Castro scored 13 twice. Shane Smeltz holds the record with 17 in the 2011-2012 season. It's been an excellent season by Andy Keogh, who was coming off a quieter year last year with just the 6.
It was definitely a lean year. That had a lot to do with how the team were playing. Offside, just so close. Golak just playing Andy Keogh on as Castro headed that ball. Keogh certainly benefited from the way that Perth Glory are playing now, the solid base that they have behind them, the freedom that front three do to be able to move, to rotate. And you know, when the ball goes wide, though, more often than not, Keogh will find himself in the box on the end of things.
Perth, after pressing so much early, to get one on the score sheet. So the equation for the Phoenix is they can't afford to concede another. Most that they can hope for tonight is a one-goal result, which is, as it stands at the moment, they'll be trying to peg one back. And that'll be the difference between finishing 5th and 6th for the Phoenix. Stensness. Kachi is going to send it in early.
It's not a bad ball. Kachi, good weight on it. It was only Sheridan looking to get into the box.
You can see there, goal difference exactly the same between Wellington and Melbourne City. Same on points as well. The Phoenix on count back on goals scored. Means that Wellington, for the moment, holding on to that 5th position. But if the Glory are able to continue on the way they're going and make it 2-0 or win by 2 goals, then City and Wellington will switch places. Here's Economides darting, sending the cross in. That will be a goal kick going the way of the Phoenix.
He's been bright, Chris Economides. He's continued to run at defenders. Just that little change of pace to get past Williams. Left a little bit of a boot on him as well as that cross came across. Interesting to see how long Economides does play for. I think he'd just be managed back into first team football and one eye on the semi-final.
Popovich playing almost all of his stars tonight, given that they will have a week off in the first week of the finals. So wanting to make sure that they get a good hit out this evening. Luxury you can have. You set the season up nice and early. You have top spot secure. A couple of rounds to go.
You say all the star men, but you've got Chianese on the bench, who's done a wonderful job for them as well.
I think I said most of the stars out there. Well, they've got plenty of depth in their squad.
They have, and that's been such an important thing for them when they have had players missing through injury suspension. They've been able to roll players in. Grimmer tonight with 1 day out. Certainly has some good depth.
Castro. Frangic, he was trying the back heel for Castro. Again, the Glory swarm around it to keep possession. Kilkenny. Keogh makes a run. It's drifted in nicely for the Irishman, but get it away by Taylor.
Taylor defended that well as he's come across. Could quite easily have raised the arm. Got it away from Keogh.
See Andy Keogh's season. Roy Krishna at the top with 18. Never say never, but you'd think it's highly unlikely that Andy Keogh scores another 4 this evening. It's Davidson rolling it through.
I'm sure Andy Keogh will be wanting to do that. Every striker worth their salt will be. He'll be telling himself he'll get another 4 chances, he'll bang them away. Get himself right back up there.
Keogh tonight also moving to outright 3rd in appearances for Glory in the A-League, moving past Jamie Coyne, who's on 119, so Andy Keogh's 120th appearance for the Glory this evening. A couple of stints, of course, went and spent a little bit of time in Thailand in the middle, but he's been a strong contributor over a number of seasons.
He hasn't. Was a big signing when he first arrived at the club. Play with Premier League experience in England. He certainly hasn't disappointed. This season, a blip on what has been a great Perth Glory career.
Glory's all-time leading scorer at 54. Great cutback, Davidson. Castro just got it caught up. Still a chance, though. Diego Castro looking around them. Chipped up Davidson. Keogh, he's got his second. Well worked again by the Glory. maybe he is thinking about moving his way up the goal scorer's tally. 2 in the first half hour of this one for Andy Keogh. And Perth make it 2-0.
It was a wonderful header from Andy Keogh. The first one was certainly easier. This one was a great header back across. Down the Perth Glory left-hand side again. Davidson getting himself forward. Castro missed the first chance. Just had the presence of mind to set Davidson back up, and that's a lovely little ball. Just stood up to the far post, waiting for someone to attack the ball. And Andy Keogh with a thumping header back across Sale, who had no chance with this one. Back across the keeper. What all coaches tell their young players. Fantastic finish and a good first half for Perth Glory.
Now 15th goal of the season for Andy Keogh, his 7th A-League brace. And it's exactly the goal the Phoenix didn't want to concede as they drop a position now on the table after giving up that second goal. So Melbourne City now up into 5th. The Phoenix in 6th, but plenty more to play out in this one. Can they scramble a goal back, the Phoenix? Glory certainly moving into their work. Stensness. Taylor and now Golek. Kakachi. One combining there. Kakachi still going, and Sheridan is trying to find one of the youngsters on the follow.
It was the right idea. Sheridan, see Castro with the touch. That's just a wonderful ball from Davidson. Keogh with a fantastic header. Strong in the air. Gives Glory a 2-0 lead.
We see the live ladder, so those positions have switched. City up into 5th position now on goal difference. Wellington into 6th, so the first week of the finals, as it stands, would be victory in Wellington, Adelaide and Melbourne City. Here's Castro, he thought about pulling the trigger from long range, and in the end, indecision, and he was able to steal it away. Spaniards back in there is Wayne and Kakachi. Expect Melbourne Victory to be watching on with interest. They've just celebrated that second goal a little. So it wasn't a Melbourne derby next week. City probably would have enjoyed trying to take on crosstown rivals in a big final.
When it gets to the finals, of course, you don't really mind who you play. Phoenix can certainly show they can cause problems. City, the same. It's any game that will be a given after what's been such an exciting A-League season as well.
The Phoenix have drawn all 3 of their matches against the Melbourne Victory this season. They don't have as good a record against the Reds. Tony Popovic expect to be pretty content with the scoreline as it stands. He manages his side as this one progresses. Rimmer. Castro been involved in everything. Rimmer. Feed it through to Davidson. Out by the Phoenix defence. Golek. Swiping at the ball. Clear it up the park. Sheridan holds it up well. Battling with Sporanovic. Kakachi. Sheridan. Kakachi, Stensness. Just lunging a little too much. And now Perth, what a pounce. And go forward again. Davidson. Economides to the left. Keogh. He spotted Castro. His first touch, remarkably. But Diego Castro was a little heavy. And he's still laying on the turf. Thought he may have been fouled as well. He's got his hands out. And here's Wayne at the other end, the Phoenix. They want to pinch one back, and it's the youngster, Ben Wayne. And he just goes wide. End-to-end stuff at the moment at HBF Park.
Well, it was wonderful from Wayne at the other side. Davidson with the vision earlier. Castro's touch takes him back inside. He's going down. As Kakachi gets in. This is wonderful work. Wayne able to wriggle away from two. He just couldn't get away his strike early enough. Glory able to get across, force that shot high and wide. Two moments of real excitement at either end.
In that situation with Diego Castro, you would have been backing him in to put it away. He's left a little frustrated after that. He's back on the ball again here. Skipping past the first opponent. Out wide now for Franic. Back in for Castro. The turn this time, and it'll fall again to Keogh. He's put it straight at Sale. Most of the net was open. If he had set it to the right, he had plenty of space to aim for Andy Keogh, and he would have had a hat-trick. And now the Phoenix on the counter. Wayne swamped in the end after taking his chances so well, Andy Keogh, on the first two instances. He'll be ruining himself after that one.
Just came to him very quickly. Just had to snatch at the ball. No real time to compose himself.
Get another opportunity here. Economides sending it through. Keogh was on the spot, but Taylor got an important boot in the road.
Phoenix are in danger of being blown away at the moment. Keogh's onside, it would have counted. It's just got away from off the second touch. He couldn't keep it close enough to him to get a strike. Sale as well. That was probably going wide as well from Keogh, I think.
Anywhere but there. And Andy Keogh would have had his third. It's certainly going to be an entertaining finish to the regular season. Both sides creating some chances. Perth having a bit of fun out there at the moment. Kilkenny in, Keogh there. He's over the head of Djulbic. Neville is getting involved. Castro. Kenny. Casually just packed for Castro. Davidson pops up from behind the referee. Castro goes again. Keogh. Franic. Castro. Keogh. Get around. Maintaining possession, the Glory. Just looking complete control. Davidson. Moving again, Perth. And a good run into the area. Keogh. Not enough power on the header. From long range, it's going to be tough to get it past Sale there. Brings warm applause from the crowd.
Another good run. That was a good ball around the penalty spot. Keogh just having to stand and jump. So difficult to generate the required amount of power to beat Sale. Perth Glory just struggling a little bit to the middle of this half of really come back on song again.
He loses out there. Sheridan. Through, slips it through to Wayne. Ready out. Wayne just couldn't chip the keeper. Good piece of goalkeeping by Liam Reddy to sense the danger and come out to meet it. They almost pinched one back there, the Phoenix.
He did. Wonderful ball by Sheridan as well. Great awareness, just reverses the ball. It's a good run from Wayne across Djulbic. Wayne just needs to lift that a little bit more. Reddy did well to come out quickly. If he could have just got his foot under the ball, he would have had his goal and got Phoenix right back into the game.
Showing his skills. Ben Wayne out there. Just his third A-League game. It's not too far away. His first A-League goal. Keogh. Franic. Castro. This is where it can be so dangerous. just see pockets of space that other players don't. Neville. One for Davidson. Find a way through again to Davidson. Castro in some space and lifting it. Sale would have had it covered. Goes wide. And off target from Diego Castro, but good build up again.
There was long-range effort. I think Castro was probably better served to take the ball on, but the work of Davidson in there as well, the quick ball movement, meant they could isolate those Wellington Phoenix defenders. Castro, so adept at finding space. Probably the wrong decision in the end.
Archie. Wayne. Good sharp turn again. Starting to approach the half. Flicked on. Ready will come out to meet it. Phoenix already conceded 2 in this one, which sees them slip from 5th spot down to 6th. Their spot in the finals is secure. I knew that coming in. They were hopeful going into the round that they may have even be able to try and play off for a home final. But the Reds' dramatic comeback stopped that from being a possibility.
I wonder if the team selection would have been different if that had been still on the table.
You'd expect so. Making 6 changes to his squad, leaving out some of his key figures. Williams just trying to make a run up that right-hand side. Stensness switches to Kakachi. Early header. Tiny connection there with Wayne. Back to Reddy. Playing it safely enough that time. Think back to early on in the match where almost a mistake from the keeper. We've seen a 1-0 lead to the Phoenix. Seems like an eternity ago because the Glory have pressed on from there. They continue to surge. They want a third before the half. Economides cuts it back. Sliding in. Vranic. Shot was blocked. Still a chance for the Glory again. Economides. Running this way and that. Feeds it to Brimmer. Retreat back for Neville. Kenny with the control. Still out of time on the ball at the moment, Perth. Trying to find an option. Kenny trapped that time by Castro. A quick turn. Back moving in the right direction. Keogh thinking about pulling the trigger. Vranic holds it up. Passes in this passage of play by the Glory, but eventually it's disrupted. 2 minutes of time added on in this first half, which has been a good one for the Glory so far.
It has. They started off really well. Phoenix under a lot of pressure, but couldn't find the breakthrough early. Phoenix got themselves back into the game somewhat. And Keogh with 2 headers. The Glory on top. That's where they stayed for the rest of the half.
Taken quickly. Trying to release Economides down the left-hand side. Waiting for support to arrive in the box, and Williams make the challenge. Economides quickly past Williams this time. Just got it tangled under his feet. Earns a throw. Castro. Keogh. Castro again. Keogh, the ball at his feet, he slips it through, went past Kakachi. Back heel for Franjic, into the feet of Castro, nice trap, he squeezes it through. Couldn't get enough power on it, took a deflection off the defenders and Sale is able to collect.
An impressive build-up play again from Perth Glory. Castro finding space. The combination of Lowry and Taylor able to take the pace of the ball for Sale. They're just defending at the moment, Phoenix. They haven't been able to get forwards and cause problems.
This ball lifted in. Ryan was hoping it would float over the back, but Julevich standing tall in defence. Kilkenny. Flag. It's probably going to be raised there for Keogh if it had gone in his direction. And that will do it for the first half. The Premiers showing exactly why they sit atop the A-League table. Dominant performance in the first half. Diego Castro at his best. And Andy Keogh, the man with 2 goals in that first half, setting up their advantage at the break. Half-time at HBF Park. It's Perth Glory 2, Wellington Phoenix 0. Impressive performance it has been by the Glory. The Phoenix, they head to the sheds thinking how they can get back into the match and how they can reduce that deficit and try and get back up into the 5th spot on the table. Let's get down to Daniel Garb.
Thanks, Adam. With Neil Kilkenny, is that the perfect sort of tune-up you're after heading into the finals as it stands, of course?
Oh, you know, it's been comfortable so far, but if they score 1 goal, they're back in it, so we need to be careful, make sure we put them away.
You've had a lot of joy down the left. Is that something you identified early in the game?
No, not really. You know, we know we can go both sides, but, you know, like I said, we can't let them back in. We need to score that 3rd and 4th and 5th. We need to put them to the sword now.
Thanks, Neil.
Cheers.
Neil Kilkenny there. The Glory dominant as it stands. 2-0 up over the Wellington Phoenix at half-time. Kenny Lowe will join me after the break to go through the first half.
Okay, Glory fans, it's now a chance to win $500. Welcome everyone to Coco Mile, where it's you versus the stadium. It's free to play. Everyone can play on their phone right now. Go to www.coco.live. Everyone can play and instantly win a prize next to Sumo drinks. You can frequently play to earn calories and pressure. All you need to do is log in and answer as many Perth Glory questions as you can in 90 seconds. And the highest score will win the choice of $500 cash or a year's supply of Sumo drinks. There is still time to get your phones out right now to play, and everyone will win a prize that plays. Go now to www.coco.live. Okay. Game starts in 3, 2, 1, go! 90 seconds on the clock. Go answer as many Perth Glory questions as you can in those 90 seconds. And the highest score will be $500 cash for a year's supply of Sumo drinks. I will announce the winner. Go to the next result. So waiting to launch. Get your phone. Get there now. Get on Insta, get on Facebook, and you might have a chance to win $500 year's worth of Sumo drinks.
1 minute. You reckon the keepers played well, but you reckon when you name a week? When we saw the Wellington Phoenix team sheet, we feared the Glory might have it all on their own terms in the first half. That is exactly what has transpired, despite that scare for Liam Reddy. Perth Glory 2 to the good over Wellington and have been completely dominant. So as it stands, the Phoenix dropped to 6 and will play the victory next week, and it'll be Adelaide against Melbourne City. Welcome back to HBF Park. Daniel Garb alongside former Perth Glory coach Kenny Lowe, and yeah, Perth all on their own terms in that first 45.
Yeah, very much so, controlling the whole game, to be truthful, especially down the left-hand side with Williams and Davidson. They're reaping all kinds of havoc, and then Castro getting on the ball at will and pulling the strings.
Andy Keogh has the double. Both goals pretty similar, it must be said. Let's look at the first one. You mentioned David Williams playing right wing back for the Wellington Phoenix. He's had such a good season, but that's not his position. It just seems like Chris Economides is doing as he pleases.
Yeah, I think it's hard. You know, I think David is one of them that likes running forward. He probably doesn't like running back too often, but he's got to do that as a defender today, which is difficult for him. And he's up against some good players and a team that's flying, to be honest.
Andy Keogh at his best. You put the ball on a plate in that situation for him. As you'll know better than anyone, Andy can finish as he did for you on numerous occasions. The second goal, pretty similar.
Yeah, very much. Great finish. Again, he probably could have had a third one there. Keeper's on the floor, and I think instinctively he's looked to strike. And he could have gone in with 3 and be chasing Krishna's record of 18.
The big 3 are all combining, aren't they? Economides, Castro, Keogh.
Yeah, look at Castro there. You know, anyone else would rush it, or he has an extra 5 touches, twists somebody inside and back to front, and then thanks very much. Great finish, great header. Yeah, they're on fire.
So Keogh with the double. Castro's been instrumental, so he's in a good position to win the Alex Tobin medal here at Fox Sports, of course. But Chris Economides, no doubt, has been the star man of that first half. You worked with him with the Socceroos. He's just a super impressive talent, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a young kid with no ego and just really honest. He loves the game and he plays it the way you see he can love the game. He gets at people. He's dangerous. He's direct. He's got pace. He can finish. Good kid. Yeah, good kid. Great signing for the club. Done fantastic.
That position just suits him so well on the left, where he can cut in on his right and use his left. He uses both well, doesn't he?
Yeah, he can play off the right, play up the right. He could probably play down the middle. He could probably play in behind. You know, he's such a versatile player. And the good thing is there's so much potential. He's so young. So it's quite exciting.
Speaking of youth, the Phoenix did shuffle the decks today. Mark Rudin put some kids in. One of them has been pretty impressive in Ben Wayne. He's 17. He's been up against Dino Djulbic a fair bit this afternoon. Dino Djulbic made his debut for Perth Soccer Club here in the West the year that Ben Wayne was born, and I dare say he's feeling that in the first half.
Yeah, I saw him in the lineup there. I didn't think he was old enough to be here. You know what I mean? But he's looked lively, the kid. I know Mark Rudin's encouraging him to enjoy himself and get at people. So it's nice to hear from the bench that the gaffer's saying, you know, go and express yourself, and he has.
It's a worry when you look at the Wellington Phoenix team sheet and you wonder, with the big names like Philip Curto and Roy Krishna left out, if it would impact them. But the kids have stood up.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to see the left back's a young boy. You've got a couple in the midfield. You've got him up top, and they're enjoying themselves. All right, it's 2-0. They've had a couple of little sniffs. You know, he's had 2 little chances that could change it if Glory take the foot off the the pedal a little bit. It's amazing how games can change around, but you know what? I wouldn't bet with your money that it will change around.
So it can change. Thanks for that. It can change, and that means the finals race can still change, of course. As it stands, though, it's victory against Wellington Friday night, Adelaide against Melbourne City on Sunday. If the Phoenix, though, can manage to jag a goal in the second half, then that can all switch, of course. After the second half, though, it is shootout with Tara Rushton and the boys. Tara.
Thanks, Garby. Tonight on Shootout, we wrap the final round of the regular season as 4 teams are off on their end-of-season trips, whilst the others, they march into the finals. The A-League had farewelled another original as one of the Wanderers' favourite Suns ran out at ANZ Stadium one last time. It rained goals in Brisbane as Matt Mackay, he said goodbye. Robbie Fowler said hello, and the Reds, they booked a home final. Melbourne City, they had their scoring boots on too. The Newcastle Jets flew, while Sydney, they got the wobbles. Archibald is back with his most sought-after prize. Darren Lewis runs his eye over the latest Premier League news as the title race takes yet another twist, and the Aldi Mini Roos, they're in the house as well. We'll see you straight after full time.
Final match of the season as the Glory host Wellington Phoenix. Tony Popovich loading up with his lineup. 6 changes back to an almost full-strength side. Out goes Shane Lowry, who's in danger of accumulating too many yellows. Fabio Pereira and Jacob Italiano, while Chianese, Santalab and Murchel are dropped back to the bench. But how about these names in? Sporanovic, Djurbic, Davidson, Keogh, Castro and Economides, all back for the Glory. And with a long trip to Perth, Mark Rudin has taken a different approach, also making 6 changes, but leaving out Durante and Rufa, who were flirting with suspension, while surprisingly Kurto, Koczynski, Burgess and Krishna drop back to the bench, but a chance for a few others with Sale, Ryan Lowry, Sheridan, Golick, Wayne and Stensness into the starting lineup. The referee for tonight, Stephen Lucas. Welcome back to HBF Park. And they are singing in the stands, the Glory fans, and why wouldn't they be? 2-0 up at half-time. Premiership secure and looking to press on into the A-League finals. They've got their sights set on big things in the coming weeks. Wellington Phoenix back out onto the park. Conceded 2 goals in the first half, which sees them slip from 5th position down to 6th position. And as it stands at the moment, a date with Melbourne victory in the first week of the finals. The Phoenix making plenty of changes. No Philip Curto between the sticks tonight. Oliver Sale doing a good job in the first half, but they were swamped by the Perth Glory. Let's get down to Daniel Garb with Phoenix coach Mark Rudd.
Adam, thank you. Rudes, what did you say at halftime to try and change this, which can obviously affect next week, the finals as well?
Doesn't affect anything for next week. It's all about right now, and we just need to be better in certain areas. I thought we played some pretty decent stuff, and there were some moments as well where we need to be better, obviously defending our box and being tighter. But otherwise, a lot of positives in that first half, irrespective of the result.
Thanks, Rudes.
Cheers, mate.
Focused on a job at hand in this second half, Mark Rudin. Got some youngsters in the squad this evening. And Wayne doing a good job up front for the Knicks. But they need a goal if they want to jump back up into 5th. Second half is underway. I expect it to be a pretty entertaining second 45 as well. The Glory want to press on. Neil Kilkenny saying they're searching for a 3rd, a 4th, or even a 5th in this second half. Phoenix desperately need a goal to make their way up into 5th position. So anything possible in this second half, Jamie Harnwell?
Well, it is, and I think we will see Perth Glory continue to press. They were so dominant in the first half, 15 shots to 4. Rudin was right. Phoenix did have some good patches. A lot of them came through the young man, Ben Wayne. And looking for more for him, certainly for Singh as well. Singh didn't really get much of the ball, didn't cause problems.
There's Williams. That's a dangerous ball in. Wayne managed to get there in the end. It looked like it was missed by Djurbic. Comes off the youngster for a goal kick, but again putting himself in a good position.
It was a great cross in. David Williams, just the ball wrapped around. I think Wayne expects Dino Djurbic to miss this. Djurbic trying to flick the ball on, misses it. And Wayne had the opportunity there to score and bring Phoenix right back into this early in the second half.
That's all it'll take for the Phoenix, is just one goal, which will see them move on the table from 6th on the live ladder at the moment, back up into 5th position, as they've scored more goals than Melbourne City. So still plenty to play for the Phoenix. Glory really controlling things through the first 45, dominant really for the most part. They're warming up towards the finals. They were allowed to celebrate securing the Premier's plate for one night, and then they've had to get back and focus on the job and try and press on to try and complete the double and go on to win the championship as well.
No.
Combination again from Perth. Brimmer. Keogh scored twice in the first half. Played away by Castro. Throw to the Knicks.
Glory have been able to have good possession of the ball in the Phoenix's half far too often. Good combination play. Quick ball movement. It's been very difficult for the Phoenix defence to adjust and to move. Need to get pressure applied to the Glory midfield, to Diego Castro in particular, to try and stop that and force them back the other way.
Nice turn from Wayne. Switch it across to Williams. Singh trying to get busy. Chased by Neville. Good challenge by the Glory defender. A bit of frustration there for Sarpreet Singh. He's trying to spot the runner, Kakachi, down the left-hand side.
It's always going to be a difficult ball to hit. Andy is moving across that direction. Kakachi always willing to go forwards. We haven't seen enough of him in those more attacking positions.
Sheridan. Back. Stensness. Wide for Kakachi. Stensness again. Poor ball. It's hoping for Williams, but making the error, the young man. Gianni Stensness, just his 4th A-League appearance, getting his first start tonight. Only played 16 minutes total before this evening, coming off the bench. And there's Kilkenny just hopping a knock, clutching at that left knee. Stensness, the other one, a little sore getting back up.
Just a clash. Hasn't gone to turn. Knee on knee. Painful one, but shouldn't be any lasting damage.
Perth wasting no time to get on the attack. Frandish cuts it back. Castro! Easy as you like for Diego. And there's a third in the back of the net for the Perth Glory. And the man who's just signed a 2-year contract extension brings the fans to their feet again. Perth make it 3-0.
Perth Glory just cut apart Wellington Phoenix. Good movement. Randich's forwards. And the run of Keogh creates the space for Castro. Once Keogh's laid that off, his first thought was to try and get in the box. Castro's seen that. Just made his way into the space vacated. And a wonderful finish across the keeper. A chance in the first half for a poor touch letting down. He wasn't going to make the same mistake again. Swept that one home.
Loves playing against the Phoenix as well. Diego Castro, 10 fixtures. Great record he's got. Sensational record he's got, really, in the A-League. He's a delight to watch. Don't the fans love him here in the West? Tony Sage watching on. He'll be enjoying what he's seeing. Certainly emotional after they secured the Premier's plate. He's loving life. He's the Glory owner at the moment. When his side is surging like this, Castro out to Economides. Advantage played by the referee. Economides dancing around them and wanting to join in. Keogh brings it down. He's thinking hat-trick. The flag is up.
A very late flag as well. Perth Glory on the rampage there, going forwards quickly. There's about 3 advantages played. Keogh just offside. Assistant referee will think about it and raise the flag. Trying to skip past. Decent old tangle in midfield there with Brimmer. Bounces off the referee. Possession back for the Phoenix momentarily. And Wellington's task after conceding that 3rd goal, all the more difficult now. Here's Davidson. Perth are wanting to press on. Economides, ever dangerous. Cut back and a corner it will be for the home side. Definitely getting the chance to test that shoulder out as well, Chris Economides. All played forwards onside. Lowry playing him on. To Davidson. Kilkenny will whip in the cross. Sheridan helping out. Castro just lofting it up to Chilwich, who was rising. Big defender with a thumbs up and a smile. He's found himself on the score sheet this season, taking his goal-scoring drought. Chilwich just trying to pickpocket Stephen Taylor, get across the front of him. Taylor expecting the challenge to come from behind. Even Djuric's towering frame. He couldn't quite stretch enough to get that one back on target.
Shove there from Sheridan. Smaranovic, Keogh. They are playing with flair. Nutmeg there as well from Castro. Back heel for Brimmer. He's just controlling things out there, Diego Castro. Brimmer sends it in. Sale able to collect this time.
Disappointing delivery from Brimmer.
Anthony Golick falling victim to the nutmeg there from Diego Castro. Economides, strong challenge there was from Ryan Lowry. Certainly made Economides earn it. Played on quickly, and here's Andy Keogh, a couple of opportunities to find his hat-trick goal. Well done by Sale.
Phoenix under all sorts of pressure. Quick thinking from Castro. Keogh, acres of space. Sale did well coming out early.
Phoenix had gone to sleep there. Wave after wave from the Glory. To joke before that Andy Keogh is trying to get Roy Krishna in his sights and make his way to the top of the standings in terms of the Golden Boot. Here's Davidson releasing it. Took a deflection on the way through. He's 3 behind Krishna as it stands.
I think that was you joking, not me. We
No,
were
I
talking
was-
about it perhaps.
So I'm going to throw you in.
I was
as well.
serious. I thought he might do it. No,
Well, he's had the opportunities to tonight, and there's still plenty of time to go.
he has. He's had some chances. But just good football from Perth Glory again.
Here he is. What a ball in by Davidson. Andy Keogh! And Sale with a good save to knock it away. He is threatening the Irishman. And he's sensing a hat-trick. Castro beats Keogh again. Carried away, and Economides on the follow. Can't put it away.
Running rampant. Perth Glory picking apart Wellington Phoenix's defence. A wonderful ball from Davidson. A good first touch. And for the nutmeg on Sale. He's able to stand tall. Good save there for Economides. Off balance. As always, knocking that one over the bar. Perth Glory really got an appetite for it now.
Brimmer lightning onto it. Stephen Lucas almost in the road again. Davidson, Castro to ground. Davidson continues the run, and the advantage was played to Perth. Economides. Still going Economides, and the deflection away. It will be a corner. They are all over him at the moment, the Perth Glory. They're enjoying life at the top. Castro, Davidson, the back heel. Castro fires it through, falls away. Neville has a go. Economides sends it in. They're queuing up at the moment.
I certainly think that they're going to score more. Kilkenny predicted it at half-time. It must have been Tony Popovic's orders as well, because they have been streaming forwards. Phoenix very lucky not to be further behind.
Stensness. Pikachi goes around Franjic. Sheridan on the turn. Able to get it on target.
He's worked hard, Sheridan. Hasn't had a lot of support. Good touch and swivel.
Some change is about to be made. Searching for goals. You can see Roy Krishna warming up. Maybe he's just getting a bit nervous that Andy Keogh is threatening so much. So there. Williams. Cross for Kakachi. for Kakachi. Gilbich. Castro working the 1-2. Playing with plenty of flair. Davidson has been instrumental as well. That's a lovely ball. The turn from Economides after he played it away was lightning quick, and Davidson was aware of the connection. Economides looking to go again. He just caught himself napping there, and Williams was able to pounce.
Slowed it down a bit too much, didn't he, Chris Economides? The break was on. Castro and Davidson in particular had really pushed forwards quickly.
Krishna about to get into the action. Chinsky as well. Get his opportunity. Sheridan making way. This is David Williams. 2 changes for the Phoenix. Mark Rood. What can we see from Roy Krishna? Chipped it into this one. Man leading the Golden Boot tally.
Change. Looks like Lowry's coming onto the right side as well. Both Krishna and Wayne up top for Phoenix. There's certainly pace there. Opportunity to try and get in behind Perth Glory.
Krishna leads. Goal scored in this fixture with 7. He's been joined tonight by Diego Castro. Lovely move there by Wayne. Now Mandy from distance, but straight at the keeper.
Certainly showed some lovely touches tonight, the youngster. He's been one of the sparks for the Phoenix. Trying to curl one in from distance.
Thought when the whistle got underway for the second half, we'd see plenty of action. It's exactly what has occurred. Glory pressing on. Trying to poach one back the other way, but they're under siege at the minute. Economides. Just to cut deep, trying to go around. It was a nice little dig to himself, and the cutback was there. Keogh was waiting to pounce. The Phoenix defenders did just enough, but Chris Economides showcasing his skills.
Just so confident in his own abilities to beat players. Neil Kilkenny screaming for the ball to be passed out. He's doing exactly what he wanted to do. Desperate defending saved the Phoenix again.
All whipped in, cleared away by the Knicks defence. Castro, that one just rolling away from him. Rare error for the Spaniard tonight.
Great to watch. As usual, Diego Castro. There's one bad touch in the first half, one bad touch in the second. I'm not sure there's been too much more that's been wrong with his performance than that.
Spotted by the linesman. Castro was unsure, but it looked like it had crossed the line. Just raising the arm as was about to go past him. Scoreline is not favourable at the moment for Wellington, who can, coming into tonight's fixture, could have only afforded to lose by a maximum of a goal if they wanted to retain 5th spot. But both of these sides really have been 2 really great improvers this season. The Phoenix have put together a great campaign and qualified for the finals. Mark Rudin really has worked wonders.
He's done a fantastic job with the Phoenix. I'm sure it'll be a difficult job to replace him as they move forward into next season. A dangerous side in the finals, regardless of the performance tonight.
Castro slipping it through. Economides too quick for them. One-on-one with the keeper. Economides blasts it into the back of the net to make it 4-0.
Flag's gone up.
Get it checked, perhaps. Referee Stephen Lucas, the crowd are still celebrating.
Didn't seem any doubt initially. On the far side, is it Golek playing him onside? Golek looks to be playing him onside. The linesman's flag went up after the goal went in. And this is where I don't agree with the use of the VAR technology. Linesman's flag going up very late after the ball had gone into the back of the net. Surely a decision can be made a lot quicker and earlier.
So it's being checked by the Macca's VAR. And it has been confirmed.
That angle looks a lot closer, doesn't it?
It certainly does. The goal will stand to Chris Economides. From that angle, it looks all okay. So the slip in behind the defence, and Sale had absolutely no chance of stopping that one. Perth make it 4-0 and continue to dominate.
Always going to be a dangerous player in behind Economides. Some few occasions now that Perth Glory have been able to turn around the Wellington Phoenix back three. Get some joy. And all the time to pick his spot and rifle it past Oliver Sale.
As it stands, it's the biggest loss of the season. Wellington Phoenix, they had lost to both the Glory and the Wanderers 3-0 during this campaign, but certainly ugly on the score sheet at the moment. To have to keep it in perspective, they've had a lot of changes coming into tonight. The Phoenix, they're looking ahead to the first week of finals. And that is a night's work done for Chris Economides. He's had a big impact. He was able to slot one past the keeper himself just before the finish. As we get another look at it, a successful return from injury for Chris Economides.
Good run across the back of Lowry. I'm sure Tony Popovich would have enjoyed seeing Economides bounce up from the challenges. He got tested tonight with that shoulder. Economides passed with flying colours. Looms a very important player for Perth Glory in a couple of weeks' time.
Perth just playing with so much confidence as Castro tries to lift that one over the top for Chianese. Joel Chianese was such a mainstay of the lineup for Tony Popovich through the bulk of the season. He'll certainly be wanting to impress in the last part of this match.
He's probably a little bit unlucky, Chianese, that he isn't starting them. He hasn't started ball games, which hasn't been afraid to change his squad.
Here's Chianese immediately into the action, battling with Golek, who takes him down from behind. And the yellow card straight out of the pocket. Free kick in a dangerous spot here. Golek was scrambling to get back all the way and eventually committed the foul.
Golek had 2 or 3 goes. Chianese was determined. He wanted to keep going, push through, and finally little clip from behind settled the matter.
Another substitution for the Phoenix. Andy will take a seat. Max Burgess has had a really good, particularly second half of the season. Started forward tonight, 5 of the last 6 matches for the Phoenix. Become an important contributor for them. We'll see some playing time. They are well and truly on the back foot. Diego Castro standing over the top of this one. I've seen him many, many times before. He'll find a way through or around the wall. Curl it into a top corner. It's Diego Castro straight into the wall that time. The follow-up, so close. It was into the post. On the follow, Castro almost able to send it home. I'm going to see a substitution here for the Glory as well, but Diego Castro, just when you think he might be out of the action, he almost catches you again. And Eddie Keogh, maybe a little bit of frustration there for Keogh as he comes off. He wanted a hat-trick, and we see his night's work.
I'm sure he'll be quite content. He's got bigger prizes to work for, to play for coming up. He'll be very, very happy. A little bit of an early mark to rest the legs. But again, he's proven this season what an effective player he can be.
Just got so many attacking weapons. The Glory. The combination tonight between Economides, Castro and Keogh has been brilliant to watch. Here's Neville. Strong challenge there by Lowry. Lab, who are retiring at the end of this season. He's made such a great contribution across his entire A-League career. Time at Sydney FC, a lot of success at the Wanderers.
Another player that saw time in the old NSL as well. Start off at Parramatta, Sydney United. He's always been a thorn in the sides of defenders.
King's vision, excellent again. Frenic was almost too good for him. Going to be another throw. Crowd just applauding everything at the minute. Frenic. Castro. Neat turn again. Plays in Frenic. Chianese. Not able to get any power in the shot. Couldn't get it past the defender in any case.
Castro again surrounded by two defenders, able to create something special. A good run from Frenic forwards as well. I just feel that there'll be still more goals in this game. Perth Glory still have plenty of hunger. Phoenix haven't been able to muster any real response in this second half.
Kenny for Castro. And that time by Stensness. Then he went to go for the player and left the ball behind. Castro, he thought he was fouled. Immediately looking up at the referee. There's a Glory player down. Phoenix will continue to go. Bremer's back to his feet now. Burgess. Yukachi. Singh. He's had too many to contend with in the end. Chianese's got to go against four here. He did well to now release Davidson, who wants to play Chianese back through. Release brilliant again. Chianese reels it in. Davidson. Kilkenny for Sandelab. He's trying to chip it over the top for Chianese.
Just going along so nicely, Perth Glory. Chianese straight in for Economides, doesn't miss a beat, looking to get those balls in behind. Davidson continuing to push forwards as well at every opportunity. Certainly as a coach for Tony Popovich, must be a very good sign. A game that really means nothing for Perth Glory in terms of their finish, but just the prep they've got.
The flag stays down initially for Sanderlap. Now being raised, he continues to go Sanderlap and puts it in the back of the net, but the flag was up. It was up and then it was down and then it was up again.
And again, this is due to VAR as well. Just the delay on how it's done. Sanderlap clearly offside. I don't think there needs to be any delay in giving a decision like that.
A tough night for the Phoenix Glory. Have controlled things. They haven't had their strongest lineup, the Phoenix, but how much will the other teams who are about to play in the finals be watching this performance by Perth and what they've been able to produce all season and just be a little concerned?
Well, they would be, and I think they'd be concerned from games before here as well. Quite clearly the best team in the league at the moment. Doesn't always translate to winning the finals and winning the championship. Would be a few coaches watching this and getting the tactics board out and moving a few pieces around to see how they can combat the threats that Perth Glory do possess.
For Tony Popovich as well, who's had such successful seasons before with the Wanderers but been unable to push on to win the championship as well. He'll try and approach things a little differently this time around.
I think he would have learnt from the first time. The second time, it's a one-off game and anything can happen in those situations. Perth Glory went 2 grand finals without a win in the old NSL, finally winning the third. And there was no change in preparations for those type of things, so Tony Popovich, as meticulous as he is, will have everything set up, but ultimately it's up to the players to perform on the day.
Certainly still a bit to get through before they're making it through to a grand final. Did the hard work through the season to set themselves up, sitting on top of the table. Playing well tonight. Burgess flips that one back. Wayne drops it down. Lowry was scrambling, but Davidson clears it. Sanderlap showing some hunger. Loves the scrap as well. Set up towards Krishna. Did really well to trap it. Under pressure, Wayne trying to skip past a couple, but the defence arriving for the Glory.
Probably could have pulled the trigger there. Wayne just delayed. He's been suffering for a bit of cramp now as well. The youngster's not surprising with the work that he has done.
For the season, which is equal to what they scored in 2016-17. But the big thing for Perth this season has been goal difference, really. They conceded 50 goals last season, just the 23 through this campaign. Defence has been rock solid.
Well, it has, and I think when you bring in Tony Popovich, you know that's certainly one area of the game that's going to be addressed. He's going to get that right first.
Kenny lifting a ball forward. Kianazi heading it down. Castro. Davidson. Castro will go back to Kilkenny. Kianazi. Time for Castro. Now Brimmer. Patient build up here for Perth. Really need to be in a rush just at the minute. Well, most of the game has been played at a breakneck speed and they've gone forward. here from Perth. Castro in, Santalab was looming. And plays it through, Castro. Chianese back for Castro again. He loses balance, finds it again. Chianese still going Perth. That shot deflected. And a little roll away. And out for a throw to the Glory. Diego Castro just continues to amaze.
It's a lovely give and go. Found himself in the box, screams from the shed for a penalty. Castro quickly picking himself up, trying to find the goal. Phoenix able to scramble the ball away. They haven't been able to get close to Perth Glory. Wellington Phoenix have been second best virtually all night.
Castro was able to get past Burgess there, and he was clipped as well. So receives the free kick in a dangerous spot. Comes a knock to his leg as we get another look at it.
Is that nutmeg number 3 tonight as well for Diego Castro? Certainly a free kick.
Maybe tweak his ankle a little bit there. Good to see another substitution. Father had to release his son into the action. Christian Popovic, his A-League debut in the last match against Sydney FC. About time to see some more action tonight. Wasn't initially in the squad, but one day removed. Still working his way back from a groin injury. Here at Perth, dangerous spot for a free kick. It's whipped in. Djovic copped a bump in there, and he wasn't able to get near it before the header. Perth have it back. Davidson stepped over it. Can Wellington find a goal before the night is through?
They haven't looked likely to, have they? Second half in particular. Perth Glory. The impressive thing is how they all still get behind the ball. Perth Glory making it very difficult to break down, even at this stage of the game, in this much control.
For a moment, but tough to find a way through the Glory. Flick on there by Kilkenny. They urge Brimmer to go on with it. Chianese with some room to move. Joel Chianese pulling the trigger. Still in play here for the Glory. Goal leg down momentarily, which allows Chianese to pop up in space again, and it's scrambled home, and it's Brendan Santalab on the end of it. He's on his farewell tour, Brendan Santalab, and he will certainly enjoy that as Perth make it 5-0.
They have run rampant, Perth Glory. Santalab definitely enjoying that one. Good football again. Keogh forward to Chianese, acres of space, goal leg. Having to get up for an injury. And the studs of Santalab just able to connect. Great awareness from Chianese to pick out Santalab. Strained and stretched. Was able to find something to get a touch on and get it into the bottom corner in his last regular A-League season game.
16th goal as a substitute, second most in A-League history. He's certainly made an impact off the bench, Brendan Santalab. He scored a lot of goals through his career. That's number 41 to his name. Two-time Golden Boot winner during his time at the Wanderers. And he's able to get one before his career is done. Let's get down to Daniel Garb.
Adam, thank you. During that goal celebration, Christian Popovich, Tony Popovich's son, entered the fray for Neil Kilkenny. Made his debut last week. There he is on the ball. His debut last week against Sydney FC. And Tony Popovich told us he does think he'll end up as a central defender one day. Spoke to Shane Lowry before the game, an informal chat, asked about him. He said, there's no doubt this kid deserves his chance. He's really impressed them. So in these situations, sometimes there can be some scepticism over the father-son relationship, but he says there's no doubt he deserves to be there.
The Glory again. As Kianazi fires. Sale able to parry that one away. Thanks, Garvey. Appreciate the information. Christian Popovich into the action. The Glory continuing on their way.
It was a good save by Sale in the end. Down low to his left. Again, wonderful ball from Castro. Kianazi's been very bright since he's come on. He's certainly trying to impress. Get himself a starting spot if he can in 2 weeks' time. Impressive performance from Perth Glory.
There's been an absolute domination by the home side. 5-0 as it stands, and then pushing for 6. Tough night for the Phoenix defence. Castro. Cutting back once, twice. Still going Castro. Just dinks it through to Kianazi. Sent away by the Knicks defence. Baranovic pushing up the park. Now Davidson. It's Popovich. Brimmer. Times the Glory midfielders have been allowed plenty of time just to set up and create. It can be so damaging when they're going forward.
They've done that well through the movement of their players forward. Castro, Economides earlier, Keogh. Their runs and movement, the quick movement of the ball has been able to provide Brimmer and Kilkenny time and space.
Moving it back here. Castro will head it back down to Kianazi. Still just getting their connection working. Popovich. Kianazi. Castro. Cooley. Franjic. And Santalab was waiting. An important deflection away there by the Knicks defence. Santalab, a wry smile. He thought he almost had a brace.
Oh, a very good defensive header. Chinsky, far post. Maybe would have been in front. Santalab showing how much it still means to him.
Davidson chips it through again. Santalab! Flag was up for Brendan Santalab. He's got his tail up for sure.
Wonderful again. Davidson has been impressive and a step offside. Santalab wouldn't have known that. Flashed the chance wide.
Mentioned that he's on his farewell tour. He has announced that he'll be retiring at the end of the season, but he may still have an important role to play. Players coming off the bench in big finals games trying to break a deadlock. They're worth their weight in gold, and Brendan Santalab has proven through his career he can make that sort of impact.
He has, and he's been on the big stage. Anyway, he seems to thrive in those sort of games as well. So he'll be chomping at the bit. He'll want to start. He'll be pushing over the next couple of weeks. Realistically, you see that opportunity for him. As he said, last 20 minutes of the game, Glory need to find something to spark. He's certainly one of the players they'll look to.
Much time remaining in this one. Glory, perfect warm-up, really. You can see the total shots and the domination that the Glory have had, 33-7. 33 shots in a match is an all-time record for the Perth Glory.
It's a very dominant performance, and I think Tony Popovic will almost be disappointed he doesn't have a game next week to continue the momentum on.
15 shots on target as well, also a record for Perth in a match. They've gone about their work in style tonight. Really haven't given Phoenix much of a hope at all. Wellington were hopeful more than anything, I think, of trying to restrict the scoreline to just a one-goal margin. A few Phoenix diehards in. Made the long trip across, perhaps, to cheer on their side, but it's been a tough night. Few and far between as well. Still in some good spirits.
They've still got finals football to look forward to, regardless of the result tonight. We're always going to be a part of that.
Krishna, received from Burgess. Kakachi, maybe a chance here. Come back straight to Popovic. They're still full of run here, the Glory. Davidson providing plenty of that tonight, and all season really. Castro. Of time added on. 3 minutes till the end of the regular season. Turn our attention to the finals, and what a finals series it threatens to be. Glory stepping up this season. Been there for a while. Is a real contender. Victory always in the mix. Long ball forward. Castro. Push on for one more. The feet of Chianese. Castro cross. Popovic thought about it. Franjic. Held up by Kakachi.
The crowd wanted it, didn't they? Certainly wanted Popovic to step on and strike one.
Shedder singing. Glory set to record their biggest ever victory over Wellington. Previously 3-0. Round 17 of this season. Lifting ball for Sanderlab. No rush now. Davidson. Sanderlab again. Castro. Stayed on the park for the full match this evening.
Long recovery. Castro plays, he always wants the ball, he always wants to play. Why would you take him off in such good form?
Castro feeding it through to Chianese. Seconds remaining, but still plenty of time. Popovic, almost the icing on the cake there for the Glory. The youngster stepping up, firing on goal, and only just denied by the keeper. And that will do it. That does it at HBF Park. A dominant season capped off with a dominant performance in the final match of the regular season. Perth Glory, the premiers, certainly putting a stamp on things.